I promised to be raw, and I promised to be real, and I promised to be unfiltered. And as you can see, this is a pretty raw and unfiltered moment. I was talking to my baby sister today about being survivors of very early childhood trauma, like from infancy. And I joked with her about how, what does that do to a person, when they're beaten with a hairbrush when they're 2 weeks old. And then how funny it is because we asked that, and yet she and I looked at each other and realized we don't have to ask what it is like. And we don't have to ask what it does to a person because we are that person. And I cannot tell you that I cannot tell you how hard it is sometimes. And what I am going to tell you, because there's going to be a lot of you out there just like me, where you just want to get better and you're trying and you're working on it. But for me, not a day goes by still after years of therapy, twice a week, most often an hour and a half per session, by the way. And that's trauma work, specifically trauma work. But even on a calm day, my intrusive thoughts will take over, or my body is always on hypervigilant mode, right? It's always scanning, and there's nothing I can do about it. So if there's a slight change in like my partner's tone, or oh, he didn't come and hug me like he usually does at X time, or if he wakes up and is just having a hard morning himself, it's so hard because my body just immediately goes into this like fear mode. And I know it's hard on him because sometimes I need reassurance. And this is the face of trauma survival, okay? And this is an everyday almost face of trauma survival, because as much as you can explain it all logically, and as much as I can tell my brain, I am safe, this isn't real, here's your evidence that you're okay, here's your evidence that your partner does love you, yada, yada, yada. I can try to logic myself through that, but you have to understand something about trauma and triggers and PTSD that I suffer from really bad. And what happens, because we go into it, but there's plenty of material out there about this. What happens is when one of those little, it's a trigger, but nobody's trying to do it, right? It's because we're scanning. And then when we notice the subtlest change, our bodies take over, okay? We're not choosing to do this. Our bodies take over. And they go into survival mode. And when that happens, your frontal lobe, your executive functioning is gone. You cannot logically explain your reaction and stuff away. It doesn't work like that. I'm still working on what to do when that happens to me. But I just want you, if anyone is struggling with this kind of thing, you have to know that it is okay and there is nothing wrong with you. Okay? And I did learn some helpful things, and I'll share one that my therapist told me a long time ago. And he said, when that stuff comes up, instead of fighting it or feeling bad, or, I used to tell him it's just a part of me that I wish I could just, like a cancer, I wish I could just get in and cut it out. If I could just find it and just cut it out and throw it away. But I can't, right? And neither can you. But he said what you can do, instead of fighting it or wanting to just remove it or trying to fix yourself, because there is no fixing, okay? But what you want to do is speak to that part of you and thank it. Thank it. Because you don't have to be angry at that part of yourself. It's trying to protect you. It's probably trying to protect that little 2-week-old girl, that was hung upside down by her ankles and beat because she wouldn't stop crying. Don't be angry. Don't be angry at that, and try not to fight it. It's hard sometimes, right? I know. Embrace that part of you and tell it, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for trying to keep me safe and taking care of me. And trust me, I'm still learning that, and it's really hard to remember to do, first of all, because again, this is like not here when you're in those moments, but I guess that's I know I'm not trying to be a downer, but people have to know this side of things, and people have got to know how much I think we women in particular, but how much we people that especially have been through early childhood, serious trauma, have been through it. Anyway, but you know what I mean. People need to be informed. Okay, our partners need to be informed and understand. And we need to be informed, and we need to be able to understand ourselves so that we can stop feeling ashamed of ourselves for the way that our bodies interpret, signs or warnings, or, it's not a fault, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. And it is your body and your being and your brain working really, really hard to protect you. And this is me telling you that it is okay, and that I love you, and that I see you, and I want to validate what you've been through, and I want to validate what you probably go through every single day, just like I do, and tell you that you are not alone. And in doing so, maybe I'll find out that I'm not alone. And well, that's it for today.